There is a thin divide between what is perceived as spiritual and paranormal, for they are forever intertwined throughout time. Traveling within the history of the world, we can find examples of spirituality that involves everything from magic, spirits, gods and goddesses, and seers or people said to be able to speak to the dead. We all have our own belief systems. We all have our own truths. So let us possibly bend those truths a bit with some insights and perspectives that may be a bit different than yours, or even give yourself validation for what you see as true. Come sit with myself and the best of the best in research, teaching, discovery, and practitioners of the day. My name is Bear Medicine Walker, and I welcome you to Spiritually Paranormal. Whoa, yay, look at, we're on the opposite side. How did that happen? I love it. I want to stay in this place.
That's crazy.
How did that just happen?
I don't know. That's weird.
I like it. I like it a lot. We actually tried to do this, guys, last week. I tried to get her to be on that side so I could be on this side, and it didn't work. We tried it like different ways. So I don't know. Thank you upstairs for whoever.
Yes, there you go. Now it works. We were just on a second ago, though, and it was the other way. So weird.
It is. Everybody's saying hi.
Hey, Cookie Monster. Hi, Bruce.
Yeah, it's been a day today. Holly and I were just talking about it. We're both, I don't know, just tired and out of sorts a little bit. And
I have a headache.
Yeah, it's not fun. I was laughing.
Hi, Natalie.
With her because, hi, Natalie, because yesterday I actually was talking with somebody in a group that has been set up that I'm in. And I actually took a class over last weekend just to kind of check things out, how they were, in 2023. And I actually took a class with Cindy Kaza, and she's an amazing psychic medium. And I just wanted to see how she rolled. She's actually young enough to be my daughter. So it was interesting to take that energy and realize just how old I've gotten, which I don't know how that happened. And I know it's a state of mind, so it is. They were all kind of shocked that I was that old. But people were saying in the group, because it's a private group, it's only for the people that were in the class, and there was about 40 of us, and people have been saying how tired they are. And they said, I said, well, most of the people that do what we do have been saying the same thing, but I almost feel like we've been pushed into a bubble to get tired and then actually have to take care of ourselves a little bit better, because I think there's new things that are going to be coming up pretty soon, and we're going to kind of all be called on to do different things.
Yeah.
At least that's my perspective. I don't know what your perspective of it is. If you
Yep, same. It's and the thing is, when we tap into the collective, we're feeling all of the collective energy, and right now the collective energy is all over the map. It's just insane. So many people are living in terror and fear and worry and stress, and when you tap into that and then you are taking on all of those energies, it drains you to your core.
It absolutely does. It kind of concerns you, even if you don't do what we do. I mean, it makes me nervous. I know my daughter last year went to like a drag show down in Detroit. And when it was over and they came out, and the guys were with them. It was a group of them, and they went with their significant others. And as they walked out of the magic bag, gunshots started. And this was down in downtown Detroit, and they all like hit the ground. And I'm like, and they told me about it, and I'm like, so now every time they're going to, like, where are you going to it?
Right.
Where are you going to be? And it's, I think on top of what everybody else does, I think all that other emotional stuff hits us even harder sometimes.
Hey, Jessica. Hey, Kelly. I think everyone, there's so many, I don't want to say everyone. That's just a terrible thing to say. But there are a lot more people that are completely unhinged and becoming more unhinged from all the crap that's been thrown at us since 2020.
Yeah.
It's just over the top nonsense, craziness. It's, you know, so much truth and so much fake news as well. All the smoke screens and mirrors and all this crap. I mean, you don't know what to trust, what to believe anymore because it's so insane. It's so incredibly crazy.
Well, and that's a good segue really into what we were going to talk about today, and that's about how do we get rid of chaos and negatives that are in our lives, or even as far as like toxic people or toxic situations. And sometimes because they've been in with us, yeah, and you guys will see they're flying all over the house right now. You'll, with the toxic stuff going on, sometimes it's even.
I'm gonna demonstrate. This is very simple. Are you ready? All right, let me grab the phone. This is what you do when you have toxic people in your life. And I don't care if they're longtime friends, I don't care if they're family, I don't give a rat's butt who it is or how long they've been in your family. Taking them out of your life does not mean that you don't love and care about them.
Absolutely.
What it does mean, though, is that you love and care about yourself as well. See this door right here? Bye, Felicia. You got to go. And then you just lock that freaking door and you don't let them back in.
Without guilt. Without guilt.
No, you don't feel guilty because you are taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your peace of mind. You're taking care of your well being, your mental health. So why should you feel guilty? They're the one bringing the drama, bringing the toxic part of the relationship in. They need some fixing to do. And you're not going to fix them, but you can show them where the door is.
Oh, absolutely.
And tell them not to let it hit them in the ass on their way out.
Yeah, right. They some people say, "Oh, well, it's social media." And my big thing when I see it on social media, and I've actually done this and it's actually been very helpful to me. Like if I'll see something that's really bad or like what the heck are you people saying? This could hurt people. I'll sit there and I'll type it out, but I won't send it. I'll go back and erase it. So I got it out of my system. And I'm like, I'm not choosing to engage with these people.
Right.
But I just let it out.
Just because you're invited to their party does not mean you have to attend it. And that's what everybody needs to understand, that just because they're inviting you over into their drama and to their toxic environment does not mean that you have to attend. You saying no is the best thing you can do for yourself. And you have to take care of your own mental health.
And it could be people or situations that have been around with you guys for a long, long time. And this was something recent that I spoke to somebody about, and they said, I just can't believe that they're this way. And it's like, well, I've seen it for a long time, but I don't engage with them. But it's like these are the kind of people that they forget all what they're doing or what they've said in the past because it's all lies, right? So every time you turn around, they're spewing another lie because they can't keep up with the lies that they've had. And on social media, that's a huge issue because people they quarterback. It's like easy chair quarterbacking, hiding behind their little screens on their phones. And I absolutely, but then again, it's because of the age I've gotten to. And same, I would imagine with you, as the older we get, the less we're compelled to put up with nonsense.
Right. And the thing is, engaging with these people, what is that going to do? That's what they're wanting. They're out there looking for some sort of attention, and unfortunately, they go for the negative attention.
I feel bad for young people and kids that are in school because I think maybe I'd say at least 5 years, if not 6 or 7, we have turned our kids into kind of a little bit of crazy because they're doing things that it's like, who are you and who do you think you're talking to? Like, you'll have a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old stand there cussing at you. And I've seen it many times on the social media where they take reels of the babies cussing. I mean, yeah, I won't admit, I will admit I laughed because it was like a toddler. It was a 3-year-old walking across the kitchen floor going, damn it, F-bomb. And like, I can't believe stupid effing chickens. And I'm like, and yeah, it was funny, but really it's not.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny. They need to understand the difference, and just because mom, dad say it or whoever says it doesn't mean it's something they should be saying. Leo and Gabriel, my grandsons, they are 5 and 7. You can't even make them say a bad word. They know that it doesn't feel good to them to say bad words. But my youngest grandson, Raylan James, that little boy, he just thinks he's an adult. He thinks he can say whatever he wants to say. And he just turned 4 and he says all kinds of things. And I get on to him every time. He doesn't say it as much when he's with me as he does when he's not.
But it's bizarre because then what you'll see, and this one I did really laugh at because it was a little girl and she went into where the pet's food was, like set down for the dog, and she was like 2.5, 3, and she walked over and was playing. Well, both parents caught it, and the mother asked her, what did you just do with the food? Did you get into it and try to eat that food? No. And then she starts yelling at her mother, like yelling, right? And of course the mom's laughing because she's trying to defend herself that she didn't eat the food that was there. And the dad walks in, and they're in their 30s, right?
That's right, Kelly.
He turns around, he starts yelling at the father. And he actually got down, like squatted down and said, you don't need to yell at me. Stop yelling. And you're lying. You did go. I saw you. No, and I mean, just not a tantrum over a normal thing. And I thought, God, what are we teaching our kids? Now
I've seen a lot of them lose their mind over just the least little bit of thing. And, it's just insane. It's got to stop at some point.
Well,
teach them better.
Here's an interesting kind of thing that also came up over the weekend with the group I was in. When we work, or other people, when you do work with like Reiki or massage, or you do what we do, or even actually working intensely with the public, all right? I would even throw like social workers into this, or nurses into this, right? And medical professionals. How do we learn to get all that stuff off of us because we're faced with it all the time? And I know that sometimes if you read people, you do bring in that energy to yourself, and you do have to make time to get rid of it. So how do you suggest to get rid of it?
Smudging. And for like a regular daily, if you feel like you need to do it daily or every other day or whatever it is, I'd suggest just one of the lighter scents like Palo Santo, sweetgrass, lavender, rosemary, any of those things. And if you don't want to smudge, there's sprays you can use, essential oil sprays, and you can also do salt bath. Take a salt bath, and that will help as well get rid of all that negativity, get rid of all that energy. Put your bare feet on the ground, go lean up against a tree, sit on a rock.
Hug a tree.
Yeah, hug a tree. For real. It's actually science there that it actually works. The earth pulls that negative energy out of you and replenishes you with good, clean energy.
I also like to shower, like not a hot shower, just like a in between lukewarm, cold temperature, and just stand in the shower, especially if it's a really heavy.
Come on now, have you not done any of the cold plunging?
No. I will say, when I was in the other house out in the country, we had a sauna. So I would go in and I take a
Oh,
cold
that's
shower,
my favorite right
and then
there.
I sit in the sauna, and then it was meditation really, because it
Yeah.
just came and you sweat it all out, and it's great. But yeah, no, it's rough. Some
Hey,
days are
everybody coming in.
hey guys. Oh yeah, Russell. Hi Russell. Who is here? Elka. Hi Elka.
Kelly,
Yeah.
uh,
Daniel. Hi.
Charlene,
Charlene. Hi.
Natalie,
Natalie. Yep. They're all.
Annie,
Well, hi guys.
Joyce,
Glad you're here.
Connie.
If you guys got questions, let us know. Put them in the thing. Let's see what this is. I meant. Okay. Let's see what she says. Attacked when I was called by spirit to bring someone who passed into the light. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually really interesting. Can you see it?
Yeah, she got physically attacked. Well,
When she was called by spirit. Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's just a different scenario right there. If you got attacked because spirit had you bring someone out, I'll be putting their ass right back in there.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
here's another door. Get your
yeah,
ass out.
yeah. That's definitely. We were talking about that over the weekend too, right? With this group, they were like, well, it was a wide range of people. So it was people that do it all the time for a living, and then there were people that were kind of just getting like, kind of sort of doing it, but not really into this field. And then we had newbies, right? That were like, we want to open our gift, but they're scared to do it and everything. It's like you have to protect yourself whenever you're working with spirit, or you're even in chaos and toxicity out there. You have to learn to protect yourself. And
Yeah.
I actually told them, I actually do a prayer. I do my prayer, and I build that. I imagine and put that mesh around me that's, protective, and keeps those negatives out. And people like, oh, those are just words. No, they're not. You can be very powerful with your intent. And yeah, that's just amazing. What about you, dear?
Yeah. One thing you can do, someone just recently asked me this actual question. And so, if you want to do a light meditation or visualize yourself in a protective bubble or a protective light, you can do that. And when you go into that group environment, or if you're at work or whatever, and people are trying to attack you at work, just keep reimagining that bubble, keep your distance from those people.
What was answer me question why? Okay, I don't know what she's saying.
I don't know what she's saying either. I don't understand what that is.
Okay, well, let's not worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's not. Okay, there we go. All right.
Hello, I'm a ghost in this room. All right. Hello, ghosty.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's another thing too, because if you do this kind of work, and we talked a little bit about this in other things that we were discussing too, you can actually have stuff follow you home or come
You
into
sure can.
homes. And like if you do a reading for somebody and they have something with them that like wants to piggyback on you, it doesn't even matter, because it can be through video, it can be through a phone, it can be whatever, and they will show up in the house, and then you have to clear the house.
Oh, thank you, Elka.
Right? And if it gets really bad for people, I've got them in my house all the time, but I can always tell if they're bad, and I know it's the same way with you. But it can get really crazy, and it can get scary.
And it can get really intense as well. I had somebody tell me a long time ago at some point where I was talking about smudging. And because there was a point where I just had some negative people I had to be around. So I was smudging almost daily. Oh, you're smudging too much. No, I'm not. Don't let anyone tell you how much is too much or not enough. You got to do it until you feel that balance come back into your life, that peace come back into your life. So if you need to smudge every single day or multiple times a day, then you do that. Because everybody's life is different. You got different people coming in and out of your lives. Only you know how much you need.
The fact is, too.
How dare you, Ruth?
Yeah, I know, right? I saw that. Shame on her. She's the one that wanted this show. Shame.
Yeah. Pay attention,
Um,
Ruth.
Also, though, it's scientifically proved, like white sage or the Palo Santo that you use, it does get rid of negatives around you. I mean, it's been proven that it does that.
I
And
got my Palo Santo right here in my drawer at work. Oh gosh, I love this stuff. Oh, it smells so good.
I've got mine in the other room where I had a lock the cat out. But yeah, it's always close by for sure. Absolutely for sure. What is this? Oh, she had to
We'll
call
forgive you this
911.
time, Ruth.
What's
Just
going
this
on?
once, okay?
Oh no, look, she's got something going on. Motorcycle accident in front of the house.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You mean you didn't go out and pick them up, take them in yourself, Ruth?
Yeah, I can't believe she didn't do that. She didn't take them in the house and fix them, patch them up.
Here's a good
Oh yeah, crystals all the time. I actually have a house full of crystals, but I have large clusters that I put under my bed that are lined straight with where I'm sleeping. So I'm sleeping over top of those crystals.
I actually they wanted me to move them all
Yep,
around.
I've
So
got
I
them
got
at
them all
work
moved.
too. I've got
Yep,
crystals everywhere.
yep. Healing
Everywhere you go.
crystals. Yeah. I do a thing where you can clean them and easily the energy off of them are cleaned very easily, and you can put them in salt water. You can and then you put them back out to charge. And
Just
I
don't put
always
your selenite in water though, because it'll dissolve. Yeah, don't do that.
no, you won't have it anymore. Um, but I put them out and I'll leave them for sun and moon. So, especially my green amethyst that I use.
Yeah.
But when I used to go out to homes and stuff, I always had two things with me. I had a piece of citrine, a big piece of citrine that I still have, and I take with me carnelian. And carnelian has just been my stone. That's what I've had. That's what's called to me. Same as with citrine, and I always have one of each in my pocket. And if you go through my house, it's citrine and
Two.
yeah, it's kind of there's you can look them up, right? You can look them up in a book, and they'll give you their properties. They'll give you properties of what they're supposed to do holistically, I guess would be the word you use, and what they've been used for. And you can go all the way back before even Egyptian times because they found stones, crystals, rocks, all that stuff. So they were using it not only for jewelry, but for ceremony and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, I just forgot the thought. Oh, no, I do. I remember. It doesn't mean that that's the only property it has. So if you're called to Chevron, right? The seven, what do they call it? The Super Seven. There's like
Super seven, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're called to that and that's really not what it's supposed to do, but it works for you, then use it. Because crystals, rocks, stones, gems, whatever you want to call them, they've all got personality, and they've all got personality within their own classification.
Right.
So like I can pick up a carnelian, which this is like one of my favorite pieces, and I have another piece of carnelian, and they don't want to be anywhere near each other. They're just like people. They each have their own personality and energy. So yeah, absolutely, I would use them. I'd use them. I've even used them when I sage, like I'm holding one while I'm saging. So I mean, use it. I mean, what do you use your crystals for?
Well, one of the things I do is like all of my pendants, all my necklaces. So all of my chains are hematite, all of them. And there's all kinds of different hematite because hematite is really good for grounding and protection and all those things. So you will always see me wearing some sort of necklace. And I forget, this is it's ametrine. Amethyst and citrine.
Yep, that's beautiful.
And but all of the chains that you'll see my pendants on are hematite. This one's got hematite and a bit of, can you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Amethyst.
Well, the hematite actually absorbs negatives. And if you carry like a piece of it with you, and it'll crack. Like it'll take in so much negative over a period of time that it actually cracks and breaks. And that's when I take them outside and I plant them back in the ground.
Yep.
And they go back to Mother Earth and they come back out with positives.
Hematite also protects you from all the radiation off of the computers and your devices and all that stuff as well. It helps shield you from all that.
Well, here's something, and because you just brought it up, when you're on your cell phone, do you ever feel heat from like when people talk? Like,
yeah,
just when they talk, when they stop talking, there's stuff, and then as they're saying the words, heat comes out. And I'm like, what the heck is that about?
It's the energy. It's all about the energy, and it depends on the person. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't happen all the time. But it's just certain people, they're just projecting larger amounts of energy, is what I think. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I absolutely, yeah.
If you track it and pay attention to who it is or what they're talking about, sometimes it can be, that person, they're just really fueled in that moment with one emotion or another, whatever it may be. When their emotions are really high, then they're going to put off a lot more energy.
Now, Organite, she's asking, will it protect you from 5Gs?
Yeah.
Okay. I am not even familiar with Organite. So.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
There's lots of things you can do. The Organite is the mixture of different elements.
Well, I've gotten things for, that's really fun. Remember back in the day, we had, Ruth, what was it called? Spray Be Gone. What the heck? Remember we had
Idiot Be Gone spray.
Idiot Be Gone. That's what everybody needs to get. We all need to go out and make
and it was the F off spray as well.
Yeah, also known as, yeah. And actually that's for people that can't handle smoke. And I actually have to do that in this room because obviously the birds are in this room and I can't allow smoke in it. So that's what I do. I put in a bunch of white sage with a little bit of sweetgrass, lavender, and I cook it.
You can use the diffusers and put the essential oils in the diffusers and do that as well. I've got one right over here. Oh, and it is smoking like crazy right now.
All right. Well, something's going on.
Here we go.
Yep, I have that as well. Amethyst is great. Yeah, there you go, Ruth.
Yep.
Idiot Be Gone. Yep. That's, well, but that works. We laugh at it, but if you actually put all those ingredients, or even if you make it out of what you do, you have the Palo Santo, it's still that strong. And if you put that intent in there, and that's what it's for, it really works. And sometimes it kind of helps a little bit longer too, because idiots don't always want to be gone.
And it's okay to spritz yourself as well. Spray yourself down and help clear that negativity. But let's go back for a second and talk. I don't know if Ruth heard us in the beginning when we were talking about getting rid of toxic people without feeling guilty. You got to understand that you have to love yourself enough to say no to those people. Like, you've had enough. You don't need to be a part of their drama. You don't have to go to their party.
Literally, you don't have to go to their party. I think a lot of times because, and I know Ruth, Ruth, we've known her for a long time. And I know people that are also like this. They're so open and so full of love for everybody that they tend to overlook things. I have used to be that way. And actually, my home that I was in before this one was called the House of Misfit Toys because I wanted to fix everything. I wanted to
fix everybody, fix everything, make everybody okay. But you can't do that. It's not your job. They have. The thing is, a lot of these people that are bringing in that toxic energy and that negative energy, they aren't trying to feel better. They aren't trying to be well. They aren't trying to heal. They are trying to make you feel like they feel. That's what they're trying to do. And if you allow them to stay in your life, then they're going to succeed in doing that. You will be just as miserable as they are if you don't cut the cord and let them go. You can
Well,
love them, just love them from a distance.
right. You can love them for a distance, or you don't have to be around them at all. And to feel guilty about it, to me, is just kind of crazy. Because basically, what they do is they pull you into their crazy, and then you feel bad because you don't want to leave them because you feel they're hurting. But it's like, who's taking care of you?
Right. But and they're the thing is they're not even trying to heal. They're not
No,
trying to be okay. They
no.
are there are a lot of people that are comfortable in their uncomfort zone.
Yes.
They are miserable. They hate where they are. They hate who they are. They hate who they're around. They hate their location. They hate everything. But they're not doing anything to change it. So
No.
what they do is they try to grab as many people as they possibly can and pull them into their circle and have them feeling just like they do and have them in the same situation as they are in to make themselves feel better about not trying to heal or be better.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree with that 100%. And it's a lot of times and one of the reasons you and I get along is because we don't hold back. What we see or what we say is sometimes it can be really blunt, and people are like, "Whoa." But it's like we're very honest about it. And I know in all areas of your life and in all areas of my life, I'm kind of an open book. So a lot of times too is I see these people that want to be something. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
But they want to be it so bad that, like I said, they start spewing out stuff that is untruth.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's like going to a reader, right? I want a reading, and you go and, oh, this person's great, they're great, and they want like $1,500 for an hour. Like, that's not why I'm here. That's not why you're here. Yes, I do want an exchange because my time is valuable. Your time is valuable.
Right.
But I can tell you also, and I know you well enough to know that you do this too. We do things for a lot of people that we don't get monetary back from, but we get other things back from.
Oh, I have a good little example on this right here. So, I've not been doing my daily videos since April. And there are not that many people, but a couple of people that just keep on like, oh, don't forget about us. We need your videos. We need your videos. Look, I've been doing it. I've been giving and giving and giving for 9 years. And the people that are saying things like, no, please keep doing your videos. It's the ones that are saying that want to suck the life out of you. They want to suck all your time away from you. They don't purchase any readings. They want everything for free. They want everything handed to them. They cry and they complain about everything, but they don't contribute. They don't give anything back. And it's not like you want monetary gain for everything you do, but you can only give so much.
Absolutely.
They don't understand how long it takes, how much of my time it would take to sit and channel and do all those videos. Then you got to upload, you got to fix them and put your titles on it and all that. Then you got to upload them to YouTube, to the website, to Facebook, to TikTok, to Instagram. It takes work. It is work. It takes a lot of time.
Yep. And you're all over social media. You're answering emails. You're answering prayer requests. You're answering all this stuff.
Constant.
It's not that we don't want to do it. And it's not that people like us don't want to do it. It's just that sometimes it can get overwhelming. And sometimes we have to step back to be able to take care of ourselves. I did it all last year. And then when I finally got ready and going, then I fell and busted my leg. Then I had to take a step back again. And I'm still not full into what I was doing. I still can't work on my artwork because I can't stay long enough to do it. I can't stand long enough. I can't. It's like a mix. So I don't care. And I get the same stuff like, hey, will you do this? Yeah, Or when I do the streams, I love reading for people. I love being able to give them validation or ideas that are going to help them. And usually other people like you, right? When you put your stuff out, other people, it's not just one person that it makes sense to, it's a lot of people. So
Right.
I love doing that. But when I get the same thing, when I get, hey, you didn't read for me, or
Yeah.
hey,
It's attitude that
okay,
they want to come at you with. How dare you take your videos away from me? They're all still there. You can go and rewatch as many as you want. I haven't taken them down. You have free access to everything I have. So, and it got to a point where I just felt like I was just a broken record, just repeating the same things over and over and over again. If you don't have it by now, you're not going to get it.
yeah, right, right. And again, it's not that we don't want to help people, because we do. But you know what? It's a world of gimme, gimme, gimme. Everything's
Yes.
bigger. Everybody wants something bigger. I was laughing when my kids were up here last weekend, because we were talking about, there's Oreo commercial came on, and they have Oreo thins now, like they're like wafer thin.
What's the point of those?
Yeah, and Taylor goes, "What the heck is the point of those?" I go, "Well, I don't see the point of it." But I says, what they've done is the regular Oreo is now like a thin Oreo, and then they have an extra thin Oreo, and the double stuff is just like a regular Oreo used to be. And then they have mega stuff. And Taylor looked at me, she goes, "Ooh, mega stuff?" I go, "Yeah, it's just got like a little bit more than a double stuff used to be, but it's $1 more." Right.
Right.
So it's like, we're in a society of, we want more, we want more, we want more, we want more. Do this for me for free. I can't believe that you're not doing this, or why can't I? It's all about me, me, me. That's what it's about. It's all about me, me, me. And for those type of people, and Ruthie, smack, 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 stay away from those kind of people, and you just don't engage. But God, you don't need to feel guilty about it.
No, I just ignore those couple of people. I don't respond to those messages. I'm like, whatever. I'm not, and then you have those followers that have been following you for a long time, like Ruth, and that share out. I have this one Duchess. Her name is Duchess. I forgot her last name now, but anyway, she shares all my stuff and shares it multiple places all the time. And bless her heart, she is the sweetest thing, and she's one of those people that is giving. She's not getting anything out of it, but she's giving. And so then, you want to give more to those people and less to the other kind.
Well, we're networkers. That's what I call myself. I'm a networker. I know people in all walks of life. I know people, ordinary people. I know people that do what we know. I know people who are famous for whatever they are. They're just people to me. It's the way I've always lived my life. Doesn't matter if they were CFOs, CEOs, or if they own the company and were billionaires. I spoke to them all the same, and that's the way I am now.
Right.
But we do this for everybody, and you do this. We do it for everybody. And then when you stop and look, there's only a couple people, which are normal, what I call our normal peeps, that will put stuff out that we do. So it's like, I even stopped and I said this to Ruth the other day when I talked to her on the phone. I said, yeah, it's kind of crazy sometimes. I think about that. I don't hold it against them, but I'm like, gosh, it'd be nice once in a while to see some of these people put us up there. Once in a while, not all the time.
Yeah,
and I don't expect it, but it would be nice to see.
like with my books, because that's what I'm doing right now, because I needed a break from the other stuff.
Right.
So, and I just felt like I had nothing new to say at the moment. Just go rewatch everything I've done in the past 9 years and you'll get it. All right.
Right.
So, but the amount of people that are actually sharing them out, I'm like, everybody's got kids or grandkids or something that are the age. Just share it. Just share it. But the amount of people that follow me versus the amount of people that really follow me, there's a huge difference.
Right. Okay. Now we have a question here, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've heard
anything that would help my son James to get through depression as he's going through a bad patch right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, first of all, you got to find the root of his depression. And usually when people there's all kinds of different kinds of depression, but if this is just a rough patch kind of depression, he's got to get to the root of it himself. You can maybe help him and guide him get to the root of it. But if you don't get to the root of it, it's just going to continue bouncing right back to you. And you're going to keep reliving that. It'll keep resurfacing. So once you get to the root and figure out what's causing it, then you can create change and look for solutions to whatever that is.
I'm looking up kyanite. Yeah, that's funny too. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Wrong book, I think. Yep, this is a second book. Kyanite. I don't remember what kyanite is.
I don't think I even have that one in my because I did the spiritual journals.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's in there. Let me look. Kyanite. Hold on. Let me do a quick search.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh Lord, this one I run across a website with a lot of words.
Okay. It's used for. Oh, yep. Hang on, guys. I know you can look, but I'm trying to think of what it is.
It says it creates pathways where none existed before. Oh, I like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah.
Like a universal bridge. So I guess if you are trying to get from where you are to another phase or aspect of yourself, you could use kyanite to help you do that, to help reveal what you need to do. It says it's good at opening the mind centers, enhancing telepathic and psychic abilities. No.
Is it got a bluish tint to it?
The one I'm looking at, it does not. It looks almost like quartz with something in it.
Okay.
With a silvery, it's got the texture of selenite in it as well, but it's silver.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of seeing. What are you doing, Mango? What do you got to say? Oh, she's eating your food, man. Probably not a good thing. We got bird issues here. Toxic. Don't be toxic to each other. Ooh, you're on his food.
It says it never needs cleansing.
Oh, that's interesting. That's
because it doesn't accumulate or retain negative energy, which that's really good. That's good to know.
Yeah, see that there is a blue kyanite. Sherry just said
it has an aluminum silicate mineral in it.
Yeah, okay. This is what I'm picturing in my head. It's kind of like almost like a calcite blue, but it's not. It's more see-through than that, and I see it like swirled with other things. So yeah,
that's what I thought it was. But when I'm looking at it here, it doesn't quite look like that. But it can have variations.
Well, I will tell also to Margaret, he absolutely your son needs to get to that better place, that better space. And if he's recognizing this, talking with somebody is always recommended. Nowadays it's really easy to get to talk to anybody, especially since the pandemic. You can even set up video chats or phone calls with doctors or people in that health group that work for them. Okay. But I will say also, because I even used it back in in the middle 2000s, I had a heart attack and I became agoraphobic, which is I couldn't get out of my home, right? It was like panic attack just to get out of my house, to walk out the door. And what I started carrying around with me then was hematite, because it takes that negative out. And then I took in the citrine, which attracts positives and repels negatives. I'm not saying it fixed it, but it does help.
Right.
Almost because you have that touchstone, right? I would carry them in my pockets. So I would reach in my pocket and I just hold on to it. And I use green amethyst as well for that. And it helped me get through it, along with the medical staff that I had to see. And I have PTSD. It's not huge, but there are certain things that can trigger it. Like when the neighbor's house, the gas line blew and fire was coming out of it, my home from my childhood that my parents lived in for 54 years burned to the ground. I watched it burn to the ground. We got my mom out, my dad out, their cat out, their dogs. We lost the parrots, and it was traumatic. So anytime I see something like that, you just can't fix it.
Right.
But that's where you go to get help. And usually, for me anyway, talking was always a good way to get that out. So
Journaling.
does that, yeah.
Yep, journaling is a good way.
Yeah.
You got to look at all the self-care is so important, and self-care is not just pampering yourself or whatever. Self-care is stepping away from the things that stress you out. Doing meditation, taking a salt bath, putting your bare feet on the ground, getting out in nature. Stop letting toxic people into your life, because just having the wrong people in your life can cause depression as well. So you got to look at your circle. Who do you have in your life? And where's the source of this depression coming from?
Yeah. I laughed. Somebody said to me the other day, they had called me, and she's downstate. I haven't seen her physically because we've both been through stuff. She just had a hip replacement. And we were talking, and she says, do you ever just go out and be around people? I go, oh, no. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's like, this was back on Memorial Day. And my aunt says to me, well, you're going to go be with people, right? The kids aren't coming. I go, no. Drive on Memorial Day? Are you crazy to go up north? No, I don't think so. And she's like, well, yeah, but you've got friends up there. I go, I'm not going out public. Are you crazy? And she says, why do you think I live where I live? There's only 2 of us that live here year round. Everybody else is vacationers and weekenders and summer, stuff coming up with the kids. I don't want to go out with those people. Are you kidding? No, I stay in my house.
That's like when I interviewed for this job, and the big problem with them getting people for this position was you're in an office completely alone by yourself all day long. And I'm like, sign me up right now. That's my dream.
And Ruth, that's a good way. Ruth,
nobody's here. Yep.
And like I said, Ruth, that's a good way to keep those people away from you. And I will also tell you, this is a good thing. And I actually told my aunt the same thing. I said, I unplug. Like when you start getting really overwhelmed by toxic stuff, TV that's on the television.
Oh, yeah.
That's
all the news, all the social media, all of it.
Stuff. I unplug. I don't turn the TV on. I put on Spotify, put some music on. It's ramping through my house. The birds are happy with it because they love the music. And I just do whatever. Yeah. And I could go outside and sit by the lake. I can go out on the other side of my house and just get sun if I want. But no, I don't have to be with it. We have to make ourselves happy. And if we can't depend on other people to make us happy. And that's where a lot of people run into issues, because they think, they'll say, oh, when am I going to meet that person that's going to love me and make me so happy?
You got to love you. You have to love you. You have to enjoy your own company. Like when I was by myself, when I was single, I enjoyed it. I really, truly did. But me enjoying being on my own and by myself meant that whenever someone new came into my life, I knew pretty darn quickly whether they were good for me or not. And there was always that door. There you go, Felicia. Bye. You can go, because you're disturbing the vibe I got going on here, the life that I have built, and I'm not having it. That is loving yourself enough to say no.
100%. My kid said to me last week, you ever think about maybe getting a roommate? And I'm like,
no.
Excuse me?
No.
Like, hello? Do you know me? Like, why would? Hell no, I wouldn't want to. I go, I can hardly tolerate. I told her, I can hardly tolerate you guys for 4 days. And they're not doing anything. They're just in my space, And it's like, no, I don't have that problem. So, but you have to, and it took a long time for me to reach that, just like for yourself. I'm sure it took you up. We weren't always like that, but
my house in the woods may not be perfect. It may not be fixed yet, but let me tell you, it's peaceful and it's quiet and it's away from everybody else, and I love it.
We we have to do what's best for us. And that's why, like, you know, I understand with Ruth, and other people have brought it up too. How do you just get rid of that? And it's like, you know, I get up in the morning and I could bitch. I could say I feel like crap and I'm not happy and I'm tired of certain people or whatever, but I don't. Because what does that get us?
Right. It doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, they told me that at the hospital. They came in and the doctors looked at me and they go, well, how do you rate your pain scale? I go 0. And they go, oh, they must have given you drugs. I go, no. And they go, why are you so cheery? I go, well, what good is it going to do me to be grumpy
miserable? Right.
Miserable?
Right.
I said, that's just going to hurt my body.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a lot of things that people don't realize as well is our emotional state affects our health. It affects our bodies.
Yeah.
So you got toxic people in your life and you keep them there, that just to keep them away from me because you need to treat yourself better. You know, it's
get that F off spray. Yeah. Spray the heck out of them. Bye. You got to go. Look, I love you, but I'm not here to fix you. Because I can't. That is one thing. We cannot fix other people. They have to want to fix themselves, and then they have to do the work. Did anybody come and fix you? No. You have to fix yourself. And so we have to let go of that idea of, oh, well, they're just little and they just need help and I've got to be there for them. No. They need to sort themselves out. And if they have more and more people telling them no, instead of tolerating them and putting up with them, they might get the picture.
But then there's those people that are serial toxic. So what by serial toxic, I mean, that's all they know, all they've lived. It's how they deal with stuff. And that's why I said a lot of times the serial toxic people, they tell so many lies or they switch their story up or they go to a new place and
they're always the victim.
And it's like you look at them and you're like, yeah, but didn't you say blah, blah, blah a couple of years ago? And you start looking back and it's like, oh, yeah, they did. They don't even remember what they've said because none of it's truth. They're trying to make themselves bigger than who they are outwardly. Yeah. And yet, if they just were themselves, they'd be so much better outwardly and more people would be around them. It's just not worth the energy. People will say, well, aren't you mad? No. It's like the person that was just in the stream here that was doing some crazy stuff. It's like, no, I ain't got time for that. I don't care. Just
not engaging. Not engaging with any of that.
Move along.
Here's the thing. If you depend on other people to build you up, you are also giving them the power to break you down, and they will.
Oh, yeah. They thrive on it.
Oh, yes.
They thrive on it.
That's what their goal is. They don't want to level up. They want to bring you down to their level and then put you under them so they can feel superior. They can feel better. And look, this person's way more worse off than me, so I'm doing pretty good. No, you're not. You're still doing shit.
Yep.
Level up.
Remember, and this is something y'all got to remember, is it doesn't matter what their status is. It could be somebody famous that everybody loves, or it could just be your ordinary Joe. It doesn't mean you have to like them.
No.
It doesn't mean that they are real. So
it doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah.
I don't care what their title is. That does not make them a good person.
I don't care if it's $1,000 to go get them to do something for you. If they're not good people, they're not good people. And you have to learn to understand that so that you treat yourselves better. Right. And until you treat yourselves better, you're bringing all that in. Like I said, that affects your health. It affects your life.
It's like that saying, that quote that says, how many times does someone have to show you who they are before you believe them?
He made that statement.
You just need to show me once and I know who you are and you can go. Bye. I'm locking the door behind your ass.
Yeah, it's just not worth
it. Ruth, show them to the door, Ruth. Show them to the door.
Yeah, I just don't feel the need to spend that energy that way. I've got enough issues with myself that I'm trying to heal from.
Spend your energy looking for solutions, creating and building. And when you focus on that, you don't have all that other crap. And you don't have those people in your life. If you focus on building yourself and looking for solutions to your own problems, those toxic people, it's so funny because your vibration is so high at that point, they don't even know how to approach you. They can't get to you.
And it's true. It's true. That's what, it may sound really dumb, but these birds actually got me through a lot of my illness. People go, wow, I go, no, I've got a huge room they're in. That's not the issue. But yeah, they're happy. They love music. They're happy. They love me. Even when they sit on my head and they, take a dump on my head, it doesn't matter. I laugh. Or Mango comes running up and, he's screaming at me and trying to get my fingers, It's like, I laugh. And it's like, I don't care. They're better than people. Because they're not scared of you like this guy here. He's not scared of me. And yesterday, it was pretty bad. I was overfeeding the parakeets, and he was in his cage, but I didn't realize it because my back was turned. He ran up to the top of his cage, and he tried to get on my shoulder from the cage, and he missed. So he was hanging off of my hair and my shirt, and I'm like, and he's screaming because he's fallen, right? And I reached back and I finally got him up so that I could get him on my arm, and he got back up on. I go, what are you trying to do, bud? He wasn't freaked out. I can still pick him up. I can still do whatever I want with him. But that's how they are. They always give, and give. So you have to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter if anybody thinks I'm crazy because I have birds like I have, or you have dogs, or you do silly things that may appear silly. Do what makes you happy and get rid of toxicity. It's just not worth it. You'll lose so much of your life by constantly encouraging or constantly trying to hold up these people that are toxic. And you just need to take your rose-colored glasses off and look. And it's never about you. It's always about them.
Yeah.
So
give
it up. It's just not worth it.
It is not worth it whatsoever. I think when I got really bad sick, that's when everything kind of changed for me, and my priorities changed even more. At that point, I had already started feeling like my videos and the daily messages, like I felt like there was a big change coming, and it needed to change for me. Because even when I was sick, I was doing videos. It's like, oh, I dare not miss a single day. I've got to put that out there for everybody. I've got to make sure they're okay. They hear something positive today.
I made that comment to Ruth. I'm like, what is she doing? Why is she torturing herself? She needs to heal. It's like, are you kidding me?
I was doing video with oxygen in my nose.
That's what I was going to say. When you were in the hospital, you were doing it. And I think I was going back and forth with you on Messenger at the time, and it's like, God, take care of yourself. It's like, stop. So I mean, I get it, but yeah, we all get to that point, and it's good because sometimes we have people like yourself or me, or any of these people that are here. I know most of them that are here, that'll kind of smack us, and I'm okay with that.
Yes,
I'm okay with that. With somebody coming into me and telling me, I'm okay with that. Tell me if I'm off bar. Tell me if I'm too much, And it's funny because Tay, when she was home, she goes, yeah, somebody said to me last week that I was a lot. I go, what do they mean by a lot? She says, like, they were scared of me and thought I was a bitch. And I said, okay. And she says, well, I don't think I'm that way. I go, oh, yeah, you are. You're just like me. You're exactly like I was at that age. And I still am, although I peeled it back a little bit. But I raised you well. So, yeah, you're a boss and you don't take shit. I said, you're helpful to other people. She'll give the shirt off her back or the last dime in her wallet to somebody if they need it. But people are intimidated by that. And I'm like,
because she also has those boundaries. Yes. And they see those boundaries. And when you have boundaries, you're suddenly a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. You're suddenly too much because you've got those boundaries. Well, those boundaries are working if people are saying things like that about you.
absolutely 100%. And
Yeah,
I
well, see, Deneen said, I remember that she was worried that I wasn't resting. Well, y'all don't understand how much my phone was blowing up. So to do a quick video to say, look, this is what's going on with me was easier than sitting there trying to respond to everybody. It's like, y'all, I nearly died. I really nearly freaking died.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was just like, I can't believe she's doing frickin' videos from the frickin' hospital. Like, are you serious right now? So yeah, we've both been there. We've both done things like that, but we've learned, I think, now.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I'm just like, look, y'all just gonna have to worry about somebody else because I got to do what I got to do right now. And for me, I'm doing what I got to do right now. I feel called to do what I'm doing, and I'm loving it, and I'm going to continue doing it. And when that's over, I might get back to videos. I might not. I don't know. I still do a lot on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, catch me over there. You'll get all kinds of messages.
I'm not on TikTok yet. I mean, I signed up, but I'm not.
You got to get on TikTok.
I know, but I'm just not. I'm not. I can't even sit to write. I can't do that right now. So this is good. What I do for 2 days a week because I'm still creative and I'm still being useful. You know, and it's working, but it's. I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I know. Well, what's this? Yeah, TikTok's fun. Yeah.
It is. You just get a lot of engagement on TikTok, and I just find it is more like a tool when you have the right things in your news feed.
Yes, yes.
It is. I mean, me and my husband, we watch it together in the evenings before we go to sleep, and we learn something new all the time. And we were like doing all kinds of crazy things that we saw on TikTok and loving it.
That's crazy.
Right now, we're doing the gardening, and we've got the copper rods in all the plants. And I just have to say this one thing before we go. So he had a stick that was supposed to be a grapevine. And he thought, oh, Lord, I let it die, you know, because it was a stick. It didn't even have any green leaves on it. And finally, he got it to come back and had 2 little baby leaves on it, 2 tiny little leaves. I wrapped the stem of it in copper wire. Mm-hmm. And you should see that thing now. It's massive. Mm-hmm. And that was just a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm. Copper is the same thing I use on my knees because my knees, they wanted to replace them. And it's bad with, they're bad. The doctor looks at them and he says, oh my God, I want to throw up. And it's like, I wear a brace that's lined with copper and that helps. That helps. Doesn't take it all away.
It directs the energy to that.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, next week, I think what we're going to talk about is totems and guides.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Good? How about that, everybody? Totems and guides. Okay. And we're going to also talk about, you know, I said this in this group that I'm currently with. Somebody had wrote, well, how do I do this? Or, am I doing it wrong? You know, people will need to understand you need to work it the way you need to work it. You can't, even Holly and I, we can't, well, we could, but we don't. You can't compare how she does things to how I do things because each person is individual. So we're going to go over all that and totems and, like I said, guides. That would be really cool. I think it would be
that's really a good one. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you. We love all of you that come in and stop. You know, share the videos if you think it's worth it. We appreciate it, you know, because we're here for you, helping you guys here. And till next week, Holly.
Have a good one, everybody.
Love you. Bye.